Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today we're gonna be messing around with folding at home again, because I have used some of my Patreon money, which is awesome for this stuff, because I want to try some it's probably some Bitcoin mining GPUs. I read the comments on one of my folding at home videos and people suggested that I should get these Bitcoin or cryptocurrency mining card. They are special because they don't have any output for displays. They're only meant as compute power. They smell really bad. I don't know where this has been sitting, but it's not somewhere nice. I wanted to try and put them. I bought two of them. They were very cheap. They were like $30 some each, and this is based on the same chip or the same processor as the Nvidia 1060 cards, but they're probably not as good, as these are made at a very low price point. It's probably the bad chips that has been made here. And yeah, so I bought two of them, and they should use about 75 watts. So in theory this connector should be enough, but they do have a 6-pin up here that I'm also gonna see and try and connect somewhere. I think I'm running out of cables here, so I might run into some problems there. Okay, I have a 6-pin connector here. I think the server has 8-pin connectors, so we're gonna figure out if you can put a 6-pin in an 8-pin connector and just don't short circuit anything. Oh yeah. As I said, I got two of these cards, and I found them on eBay after, of course, they were suggested to me. So yeah, I want to put it in this server, which is we put in an extra server down here. It's the Awesome Lenovo X3650 Model 4, and we upgraded that so it had two CPUs. So now I should be able to put in both graphics cards. I really forget. I think we'll shut it down and we'll have a look. It's not as if the server is doing badly. I have it's an AMD Radeon RX 480 in here, and it's producing something like, well, when I just turned this on, it was about 650,000 points a day. Right now it's a bit lower. As soon as you mess with the server, the numbers goes down. It really likes to not be touched, and well, just having this screen on seems to cost me 100,000 points a day. So yeah, but we're gonna try and shut this down and continue from there. I see that, oh, we have a good job running here. It's gonna make me 100,000 points. So yeah, we should probably let that run. An hour. Okay, if you haven't joined my team yet, it's my playhouse, and it's team number 262,700, and we have been doing really well. I have done 106 million points, and the team has, well, we're just under 2 billion right now. So we are about number 220 in the world, maybe a little bit lower when you see this video. And we will get into top 200 here in a week or so. And then of course I would really love to get into top 100, where the real battle is. But well, we are at 2 billion and you need like 6 billion to get into top 100 right now, and that number, well, it only goes up. So yeah, if you haven't joined and if you have some awesome GPU power laying around, you might just enjoy this a little bit. Be wary about the electricity bill, it's not cheap. If we go up here and see stats, there is me, and here, down here is the team. So if we go down here and click the team, oh, well, here you get, this is the top 100, and there is a long way up there. But if we go to the very bottom of top 100, we can see, oh, we only need 5.8 something billion to get in, but that's over double of where we are already at. So, but if we go up here and we take the team number 262701, we will get the My Playhouse team, and I'm very proud to be on top again. When I started this team, it didn't take me more than a few days before I got my ass kicked, but by being a stubborn old buggard, well, I am right now on top, but only by a little bit. And yeah, K-Car, he has been on top for ages, and apparently he has been relaxing a little bit, so yeah, I just climbed past him this night. So yeah, I will wait for the folding and I'll shut the server down when I get my 111,000 points. This goes up and down a little bit. Now it says that I'm at 614,000 points a day. Just a little bit ago I was up at that this job would be completed in 52 minutes. Now it's 43 minutes, so it's a bit fluffy. Also, I would like to bring a little shout out to all the people that is on here. So we're just gonna scroll down. It's long. So all of these people has done over 10 million points, and all of these people has done over 1 million points. That's a lot of them. There, and then there's an even longer list of people that has done below 1 million points. All the way down to Thomas DeWonk DK, who has done 9 points. Congratulations. That's the lowest. Apparently from Denmark. DK is usually Denmark. Okay, it completed. Folding at Home has this option down here when it's running that you can stop it when it has completed. That doesn't work shit. I tried it twice and it did not stop. It just started on a new job, so that's irritating. So we're gonna close everything and shut down the server and see what we got. I'm a bit surprised that this graphics card is doing so well. When I tried this the first time, I think this graphics card was doing about 300,000, 250, 300,000, and these graphics cards should. I read somewhere that someone has about 350,000 out of them, and suddenly this does over 600,000. I'm surprised at that. So let's try it anyway, shall we? Oh, this is awesome. This is that crap cable, but it has 2 outputs, so I can power both of the GPUs from this cable. Awesome. Let's do that. So let's have the GPU out. It has been doing great. It has been running and running and running, and I haven't had to mess with this at all. So that has been wonderful. So cool. There's nowhere to really get to it without breaking the plastic, and well, there's no reason to do that. This is tiny compared to. It's just gonna be filling out one corner over here. But if it does about the same work, or the 2 of them does about the same work as the other one, that is gonna be great. So, unfortunately, it has the same issue with the CPU cooler, that it's sticking up, but I think it's might be ever so slightly better than this one. So let's try and power this. These cables can be converted from an 8-pin to a 6-pin, so we're gonna be doing that, and we're gonna pop this 6-pin in right there. Oh, it goes in that way. Cool. And lock that in place. It's going to be interesting to see what the server thinks about this card. There is considerably better place for the cable management. And yeah, it's going to be wonderful. We need a riser card over here. I think I have one. I put my spare parts in boxes with the labels on so that I know which server it is from or for. And this one is full to the top, and I do see a riser card down there, so awesome. A bit embarrassing. I thought that I might have a riser card. There is actually 2 other riser cards down here. There's one here at the bottom. There's one, and then there is the PCB of one. So yeah, I have riser cards. I do believe that these are not actually X16s. They say that they are 3 times X16s, but but then they say that they are X8, X4 and X1. So I'm not sure if they are actually X16s or if it's just the slot that is X16 and then it only has X8. I would think the last thing that it's only an X8, but it has the slot for X16. So sadly enough, the fan blower. Oh, this is bended a little bit. Let's adjust that. Okay, the 2 cards are mounted here. Looks kind of cool, and each have a 6-pin connector here, and they will also be getting some power from the system board. But as these connectors, I'm doubtful that they're real X16s. They're probably just X8s. So if that's the case, they might only get 25 watts of power coming in that way. So this extra connection here, which should be able to supply about 75 watts, is needed. I'm not sure if it's actually able to supply that wattage through that cable. Now that I've removed the 8 pins and gotten it down to a 6-pin, I might only be able to run one of them, but I do have cables coming in, and they should be landing here sometimes next week, I think. But let's try it anyway. The server has been connected to the power. Has this nice slide off. It's happy. The hard drive I put in here, it has a predicted failure, but it has been working without any issues since I put it in. So when we start it up and it boots, it will be lighting up orange, telling me that I put a bad hard drive in there, but it still works. And it's not a complete disaster so far. Oh, I have a funny story. I have this plastic thing here on my keyboard, because I have a student at work. He was complaining that the server that he was messing with, the keyboard was messing up, and that was because I had this monitor sitting here and it was pressing down some keys. So now I'm not doing that, because yeah, he messed with that for days until I figured out that I was just an idiot. So try to put the plastic thing on top of the keyboard so that I can put stuff and not mess up his work or training or education. I showed that on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna boot server 2019, I think is on here, and we're gonna see what comes up. As I said, it's gonna be complaining about the hard drive, and if we open this up, we can see that it's the hard drive, and it's because the drive have a predicted failure, and yeah, it's telling me that I should replace that hard drive. It's over here. It's nothing special. It's just old spinning disk. Okay. Yeah, hard drive still good. Let's see if our new GPU shows up here on GPU set. Not as far as I see. Task manager. Oh, we have 2 3D video controllers. So that might be what we are looking for. Been searching on the interweb and found someone that said that this driver might work for this card. Let's just try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, we're gonna try something else. I don't think we need the GeForce experience, so we're just gonna go with the driver. But so far it's happy. Yeah, Express. Go catch it! Oh, I didn't catch this. They just changed, so now it recognizes the cards up here. Oh, I would have liked to show that. But it's awesome. It did that. And I think we are almost done installing the driver. This is taking forever and ever, and now when I'm turning on the camera, it's done. Okay, been standing here forever looking at this, and suddenly check power up, GPU set, can also see all kind of good stuff about this. So awesome. Let's see if we can do some folding at home. So to add a GPU at folding at home, we go down here. There is the advanced control panel for folding at home on the server. So, oh, by the way, this driver was for Windows 10 and it installed very nicely on server 2019. We already have one of the GPUs in here, so let's see if we can get the other one as well. It knew that it was looking for a GPU, so it must have picked it up. So configuration, and then over here at slots, we can see that there is one CPU block, and then there's one GPU block, and then we're gonna add one. Wonder if we can just add one of these. Save. Are you gonna do it? I'm gonna find the second GPU. Oh, it did. That was too easy. It's never that easy. It didn't recognize that I shut it down. So now everything is running and they're ready to get jobs. They're getting jobs. Oh, and we have the first one running. There. Estimated 444,000. That's a good start. So apparently if both of them will do that, I am gonna get more than with the card that I took out. Let's I'll give this a little bit and we'll check up on it. Okay, so we have everything running right now. We have the I have reduced it down to 5 CPUs running here because it needs a couple of cores to manage the GPUs, to have them running right. I found that out, and I have one GPU here that says that it's going to be doing about 230,000, and this one over here says that it's going to be doing about 177,000. So I'm actually losing points compared to the card that I took out. So this AMD RX 480 was doing about 600,000 points when it was doing good. It might get there because when I just popped this in back in the day, I told you that it didn't do very well, and so I kind of, okay, we'll just let it run. It's better than CPUs. We might just pop this back in. This could actually run in there together with one of the smaller ones. I just don't have the power for it. Only have this power cord left. So I have to wait until they drop in from China to be able to do that. And I'm hoping that these numbers might go up. See this one instead. I found that sometimes this is less of a strain on it. 187,000 a day and 209,000 a day. So about 400,000 they say right now. While it's working on that, we can kind of see what the power usage is here, and also see the GPU temperature is 55 degrees C. It's not bad compared to the other GPU. That's very cool. So awesome. We can see down here that the base, the board power drain, that varies a little bit. All the way up to almost 80 watts. But it goes up and down from about 55 to 80 watts. And it actually tells us where that comes from. It says here that this amount of power is coming out of the PCI Express slot, 30 watts, and here is what comes from the 6-pin connector. Another varies a lot all the time, but 40 watts sometimes, and so you can actually see where it drains the power from. As a 6-pin connector like this should only be able to supply about 75 watts. Shouldn't go much over that. Oh, right now it dropped down to nothing. Something... oh, it stopped and it started again. A bit weird. Maybe it was taking too much power, and no idea what it did there. Down here you can change to the other graphics card, so we can try and see that. It will just load that. Here we go. And it will start all over. That is also 55 degrees C. So awesome. GPU clock frequency, memory clock frequency, and it tells us how many percent of TDP that is. Oh, it was just at 102%. So yeah, very interesting numbers here. But more interesting if it ever gets up to a point where it's a good deal for me to have these in here instead of the other one. Oh, was this a total rip-off? Did I get cheated? Did I? Well, I don't know. They were like $34 a piece, 10% of what I paid for this card when it was new. Now this card is about $80 used from China. You can get one of these for $80, and well, so I could kind of get 3 of the other cards for about the same amount. If these numbers are right, I would actually give about the same. But I would expect that when this has been, when it completes the first job and gets to the second job, all of my booting the system and doing weird stuff might have slowed it down so that I might be getting more points in the next job. This card didn't do very well when we just started this. As I said, I was looking at about 250, 350,000. Suddenly it doubled. So $34 is really cheap if you want to try and use your GPU for folding at home. I should really get some picture there so that we can see that I'm still working on this. And 187,000 points per day for one of the cards. If you should be in the market for some new hardware, remember that over at Bargain Hardware you get 5% off if you check out with the checkout code MyPlayHouse, small letters. And also please, in the description, check out my PlayHouse store, where I try to sell you all my surplus of equipment that I am really trying to get rid of some of the stuff so that there is room for new stuff. And thank you very much to the patrons for supplying these cards for us to look at. I do hope that they will surprise me and ramp up to 350,000 points per card like I read on the internet. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.